Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I am just going to give it one more minute because I think there's a lot of people that are going to just jump on a little bit later. Normally, everyone tries to log in at the exact time of 7 o'clock, and then sometimes we have just a few latecomers. But I do want to respect time. I personally like to stay on time, so I'm just going to give them a couple of seconds. Thank you so much for keeping your cameras on. It's always nice to just see people's faces. Um, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Just by show of hands, who of you are seeing this for the first time? Just show of hands. Okay, great. Okay, so we've got a couple of newcomers. Great, welcome. Welcome, Sam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm also going to just upfront apologize. I had ordered the kids' pizza and it hasn't arrived, so there might be a little bit of like in between disruption because they have to now sort out themselves when pizza arrives. Um, it all was a little chaotic this afternoon, but I'm going to get started. I'm sure more people will jump on a little later, but let's just get started. So I just want to welcome you. Thank you so much for joining here. Let's just, I want to just open this up properly. There we go. We will have more people joining as we go, and I just want to make sure that I can see. Okay. Um, so welcome, especially if you are new here. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Tonight is really an explanation about what online business is all about. And we normally like our community, the A team or the R spun. We've got a big Afrikaans community. And our spun and A team, we are led by God's guidance. So we do believe that everything is happening through His grace. So before we get started, I just want to open up in prayer. So if you just don't mind, just closing your eyes with me. Abba Father, we come before you tonight, Lord, and we first of all just enter into your throne room with praises, Lord, giving you all the glory for everything that this business has to offer, Lord. Thank you so much for the blessings that you bestow upon us through this channel of income generating business, Lord. And I pray and I declare that tonight will be a night where we get to speak about this opportunity for your glory, Lord. I pray that people will see the opportunity for what it is, and that every word that I speak would make sense and that we don't have any technical errors. Lord, may no weapons that are formed prosper, but we pray that this entire evening will come again and be presented in your glory. And I just bless everyone on this call and everyone that's going to watch this a bit later in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so we're going to get started. I am singly hosting this, so I'm also watching as people are arriving. But just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Marilu Meyring. I am a single mom of two. I've been with the Legacy program since November last year, so I'm still actually also figuring all of this out. I'm still on my journey of also growing the business. But I come from a background of understanding how digital business work, and because I'm very good friends with Renette and because my English is as good as my Afrikaans, I put my hand up to do these meetings so that we can really get the message out there in the correct way in this English language. Because I know that there's a lot of people that don't understand Afrikaans, so we decided to do these meetings in Afrikaans. Okay. Oh, sorry, in English. We're doing them in English. All right. So, where did Legacy Builder start? So, I want to take you back about. I want to take you back about to 2022, where Michelle O'Neill is the founder of the Legacy Builder, and she started the Legacy Builder program in 2022. She had started to dig around about what digital business is all about, and she created the Legacy Builder program back then and realized that this was a beautiful tool tool that she can show other people how to actually grow online businesses. So she created the simple step-by-step process, which she started to coach other people and is already reaching people globally with the Legacy Builder. What I really appreciate about Michelle is that there are so many businesses out there that as soon as they create something, they want to put their stamp on there of like, this is mine, this is my trademark, this is my copyright. No one can, copy this. And she somehow had the wisdom and the foresight to say, you know what, I'm going to flip this and say everyone is allowed to sell this. And this is exactly what is happening with the Legacy Builder program. Is anyone that buys the program can resell the program. But I'm going to explain this a little bit later to you. So she flipped it around and said, anyone that has the program, please go and resell it and you can keep the profits. There is a registration fee that we do pay for, towards her. And she's just been so successful of actually going the other way around and opening up, I want to say almost like her IP and sharing it with the world. And she's just been phenomenally successful. And it just shows you of what can happen. Now, let's quickly look at what is the Legacy Builder, this digital business. Now, currently, it has grown to over close to 60,000 people globally that is a part of the Legacy Builder program. And this is people from all over the world. And in South Africa, I think that number is almost close to 8,000 people of locals who have already purchased the Legacy Builder program. I wouldn't say everyone is pursuing it the way that they should, but 8,000 people have already bought a program. And of those, there are 28 people who have already, since it entered into South Africa, I think in 2023, have already made R1 million from this business and are going even to their second million that they've made. So in 3 years to have made R1 million from the business, and some people have done it within a year's space, is really phenomenal. So I want to say, just while we're here, this is not a get rich quick scenario. This is not that they placed money in an investment and overnight they became millionaires. No, these are people that stuck to the program, that followed the steps, and they have been pursuing it. And some people have been really determined to make it work. One of the ladies that is on her first million that you'll get to meet in the community, she started over 5 times. And so there is a bit of like learning that happens to that, but it is really the people that are consistent, not perfect, but consistent, showing up that get to be successful. And there's enough people that have been successful to show that this program works. Now, what this program represents is freedom. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, freedom almost in every single area is so important. I'm a wellness coach of profession, so I've used the Legacy Builder program to also see how I can generate digital products in my industry. But most importantly, what it recommends or presents to me is the earning potential. So there's no such thing that you will be paid a salary. You are going to determine what your salary is going to be by what you're going to put into this business. So some people are happy with earning an extra 10,000 Rand. Some people are happy with earning an extra 30,000. I was one of those people that said from the get-go, I want to get as close to 100,000. I needed a lot of holes to fill. So my first 2 months were 74,000 Rand months, just so that you understand. Like I was one of those, I suppose, like, I don't want to call it lucky. I've been praying very hard because I needed some holes to fill. So, but this business offers you earning potential. It's not linked to your label. So you're not an employee or administrator, and because of that, you are bracketed into a certain, earning potential. No, you can earn as much as you want to, depending on what work you put in. It also gives you the freedom of time. Now, this is phenomenal. Now, I do want to say, when you get started, like anything else, when you start to drive a car, you're not going to be able to do it as automatically like you would when you've been driving a car for 20 years. So naturally, in the beginning, it's going to take a little bit longer time than 2 hours. But when you get to figure things out, you can do this business within 2 hours a day. Okay, so that's realistic. So once you start to get into the groove of things and into the rhythm of things, they have designed this program where you can do this within 2 hours. And in these 2 hours, you don't necessarily even have to do this for 2 hours straight. So, like, say from 8 to 10, you can break it up into segments where you do it across your day for 2 hours. And then what it also offers you is location freedom. So I'm not bound by a location. If you want to, you can go sit and work from an office if that helps you. I prefer coffee shops. I love working in coffee shops. I sometimes have to do things on the fly. I'm a single mom, so sometimes it's at the school where I quickly have to do something. But I have my phone with me, so wherever my phone is where my office is, which means even if I travel, and my dream is to travel with my kids one day quite significantly, then I can work from my phone from any country. And that is just the phenomenal freedom that this offers you. And I want to ask you tonight, like, what does freedom look like for you? Now, maybe freedom is just being able to loosen that tie around your neck of that financial pressure. Okay, maybe it's freedom is just be able to provide food for your family, or maybe freedom looks like, extra 10 pairs of shoes for your cupboard. I don't know what freedom looks like to you, but whatever freedom looks like to you, I want you to picture that. Like, what does freedom look like to you? And how can we help you achieve that freedom? Because in this business, we have normal, everyday South Africans that have come on board to do this. When you get to sit in, I mean, I remember sitting in on my first presentations, and how amazed I was at how I want to say how normal people were that were earning really good money. Sometimes, in many cases, when I looked at this, it was people that maybe didn't even, go and study after school. It's people that are maybe working on farms and are doing, like, or just, and I'm not looking down on anyone. It was just, I was surprised at how normal people, moms, single dads, people that are 16, 17, 18 years old, or 70. My mom's 71. She started this business and made her first $900 sale the other day. And she phones me daily on what must she do, where must she press what button. So every day, normal South Africans are doing this business and achieving success. And what we all have in common is that we have decided that poverty must fall. Um, I don't know about you, but I mean, we actually, I was sitting in a sermon the other day, and they were talking about how innovative South Africans are. We are so innovative in South Africa. We can always think about like the new solution to something because we have so many problems in South Africa. We really have so many innovative people, but we do get to a point where we find that people have courage, fatigue. We are so courageous and we are so innovative all the time, but we have to be like that all the time. And there is a lot of us, and especially people that have been in the R spun and in the A team, that are getting to a point where we feel enough is enough. Poverty must fall. And we call ourselves cycle breakers. We want to break these cycles of poverty mentality, of poverty mindsets, of poverty systems that is just rampant at the moment. And we are wanting to draw a line in the sand and saying no more. Being believers, we don't believe that that's our portion. We believe that, that God's kingdom is here to allow us to be abundant in all areas. And therefore, we want to pull a line, draw that line in the sand. And we'd love you to invite you to come along, because the honest truth is, when we're sitting in these situations, financial pressure situations, it has an effect on the next generation. And we want to be able to be that line of defense that says, up to here, no more. That I'm going to be where the bus stops, where if there was poverty before or lack before in my life or in my generations before me, before my life or in my generations before me, I wanted to stop here because I don't want it seeing, going into the generations after me and to my children and their children. And so much pressure happens on families when there's financial pressure. You can see this picture of the husband and the wife fighting. I can testify of what that is like when one fights about money. I lived through it as a child. I lived through it as being married before, and it is just absolutely a horrible, horrible situation to have that financial pressure. Also, obviously, being a cause of then marriage falling apart. So my question to you is, how can an extra 30,000 Rand help you today? Is this an amount that will create breathing space for you if you could earn this, every single month? Um, Maybe this could additionally help you. Maybe you have no other income and this you might need more than a 30,000. But how can 30,000 Rand a month actually help you in your life? Now, I'm sure that this can at least help support your family in some ways, whether it is that you could take them on a holiday for the first time in a long time, or again, like mentioned, just be able to run certain bills and get rid of debt in your family's life. So what you need in order to start your legacy builder program is you definitely going to need a mobile phone. You're definitely going to need Wi-Fi and internet and data, so to speak, and a laptop. So those three things are required. And I want to say up front, this is a digital business, okay? So for a digital business, you're going to need the tools that's going to allow you to do this digitally. So if you don't have a laptop just yet, you can still get by if you only have a mobile phone and Wi-Fi. But I know for me, it helps me a lot if I can work from my laptop as well. So those three things are very, very important. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. So what happens with the digital business? Now, when you use those digital tools, you can start creating multiple income streams for yourself. This is fantastic. Now, many wealthy entrepreneurs will tell you that it's very smart. And I think after COVID, we all realized that we can't have all our eggs in one basket. So just even from a safety perspective, it's good to have other income streams in your life. Okay. And having online multiple income streams is also a good option for you. So if you want to continue with the business that you're in, but you need additional funds to come into your life, then going online is really the way to go. And I hope tonight you're going to see why I say this. But you can even just online create multiple streams of income for yourself. So my question to you is, where did you hear about tonight? Most of you might follow someone on either TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and you somewhere came across a post where they were talking about digital marketing or earning online or creating extra income, and it sparked an interest with you. And this is just where we are at. We live in a digital world. There is so much of our lives that have been digitalized. That's the word. Our movies are digital. I mean, I grew up in a time where we still had the cassettes, and then they became DVDs and Blu-rays. Even that is like complete archive at the moment. Every single movie that you find is now either on Netflix or on Showmax or on Apple TV, but everything is digital. Our music is digital. We have digital platforms from which you can download it. You can, play your music from different platforms, but everything is digital. And so marketing and reaching the world happens on these social platforms like your TikTok, your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. For me, what worked really well was WhatsApp status. It's a very interesting dynamic. I think that works very successfully in South Africa because we are just WhatsApp crazy. And so even in our communities, we have a specific strategy around WhatsApp and how to implement it. But that's digital. It's all happening from your phone. So if you look at just where we at in our world, we live in it's information distribution all the time. You get online shopping. If you look at things like Take a Lot or Checker 6060 is one of my favorite examples, because these days, I mean, I like to go to a market. I'm still of that genre where I like to go to market and feel, what the others feel like, and feel and smell fruit and vegetables before I buy them. But if I'm really rushed and it's madness and, it's all hands on deck at home and, oh, I've forgotten to get something, the easiest thing to do is to go onto my phone, quickly get a Checkers 60/60, and it gets delivered to you. So our shopping have gone online. We are a bit behind to what the level of shopping that people internationally are doing. I've got a friend in the Netherlands who've moved there, and she says she has absolutely no reason to move out of her house anymore. Everything gets delivered to her house, and it's so convenient. So online shopping happens. I mean, some of you, for especially the ladies, who buying things off Shein, off Temu, and it just arrives at your house. Okay, lovely. Then we get online learning. Online learning, even the universities have started to go into online learning and putting their degree, certifications online. I remember once I was very interested, and I'm still, because I'm in the wellness industry, I'm very interested to how the mind works and neuroscience work. And I once actually got to, not that I went through with the application, but I could go and apply at the University of Arizona to become a neuroscientist through their university. And this is like the day and age that we live in, is that you can literally apply to any university around the world, and do some of their online degrees and be qualified in their country of whatever it is that you want to study. And this is what's opened up for us by going digital. And then obviously we have a global influence. I follow a couple of people that have hundreds of thousands or millions of people following them, and they can just say one thing about a brand, and that brand can explode for the day with all sorts of sales. And so these days, if you work smart with and anybody is these days is an influencer. Anybody can be an influencer. Like, it's not just celebrities that influences shopping or, brands or whatever. Anyone that has a following can be an influencer. And this is just the day and age that we are in. And I also almost want to say we're also in a place where people like to follow real people. Those days where everyone looked up to the celebrities, those days are gone. Like, people are looking up to real people that have real stories, that are truly transparent and authentic online. And those are the people with the most amount of followers. So things have started to change. Now, I want to introduce to you this concept of different kind of businesses that we are sitting with in today's life. You get the physical on-site businesses. Now, those are your typical businesses that have employees. You go to an office, you work office hours. There are specific locations, whether it's just one office or maybe like in different regions, there are similar offices. Those are your physical on-site businesses. Then you get your physical online businesses. Now, Takealot is a platform, although it's a business on itself as well. It's a platform that basically allows other brands to sell on there. And so I think, again, Checkers 60/60 is a great example, where you have Checkers that have physical locations where you can go and buy, but they also have online presence where you can go purchase things online, but it's still physical products. So if you buy from Checkers online, you'll get the same products that you would have bought in the store, the physical product. And then you get digital online businesses. And this is in this area that the legacy builder kind of like lives. But let's just quickly dive into them a little bit deeper. So your physical on-site businesses, specific locations, specific office hours, normally about 40 hours per week. You earn a monthly salary, and that's sometimes, again, connected to your education, to your level of where you're employed at, maybe experience a bit. And you have certain employee responsibilities that you have to do in that amount of hours. It's also, you get paid a salary, yes, for the work that you do, but predominantly you are being judged for the amount of hours that you are at the office. And then I also want to say, employers, if you are an employer, you understand what the amount of pressure that you have as an employer with all the responsibilities that you have. You have your typical different departments, like your sales teams, which needs to find clients and do cold calling and do all of that in order to keep the business going. So there's a bit of a mechanical engine that runs. Then you have your physical online businesses. These are your online store, e-commerce, as they call it. And most of the time, it is your physical products. Most MLM, so MLM stands for multi-level marketing companies, also known as pyramid schemes. And I want to quickly say I don't like the word pyramid scheme, because I think the corporate industry is a pyramid scheme, because it's the boss at the top and the employees at the bottom. But people know it as a pyramid scheme because people earn off each other. They sometimes, or in most cases, they actually are physical companies with an online presence, or affiliate marketing companies, as they're also known. They normally, in these cases, if you are involved with these companies, or if you have an e-commerce store or an online shop, as an example, you would get products from your suppliers, whether it is from an MLM company or whether it is from a manufacturer himself. You will get it at wholesale, you would put your profit on, and then you would sell it. So either you would earn commission or you would earn a certain percentage of profit. You still have to go out and find clients. You still have other expenses that you have to run on the back end. I'm in the process of putting on my own health website and online store. And I can tell you it's not as easy as just what it looks like, because you have to have a warehouse, you have to have your management systems in place. There's always some losses that happens that is costly. You still have to find your clients. And then on both ends, you've got monthly fixed cost and variable cost at the end of the day. Then your digital businesses, a digital online business, you don't get digital on-site businesses unless it's a tech business, but that's something completely else. That's actually also still a physical on-site business. A digital online business is that you have an online payment platform in which you have digital products. So it's similar to an online website, an e-commerce website, but instead of selling physical products, you are selling digital products. Now, remember I spoke to you about movies and music. You get online courses, you can get books. I mean, Kindle, as an example, is another product. Like, you can get ebooks, you can get courses, PDFs, calendars, like all of these stuff that is in digital form. The beautiful thing about this that I absolutely love is you will spend money once to either develop the product or to purchase the product, and then it's yours. So you have lifetime access to that product, but you can sell it 1,000,000 times. And this is one of, I remember being in the wellness industry. I have done wellness programs for corporates as well. And I remember once speaking to a very successful CEO and asking him, what is the best way to become wealthy? And he said 3 things. At that time, property, to invest into property, to sell other people's times. So it's pretty much saying employ people and pay them cheap. And the other thing was developing a product that you can sell over and over and over again, one product. And this fits into that category. And in this case, once you have purchases, it's yours, you can sell it. And every time when you sell it, you make 100% profit. So whether it would be the Legacy Builder program or whether it be your own digital product that you develop down the line, you will spend on it once and you can sell it 1,000,000 times and make that money. So for me, this is real assets. Because an asset is something that you have, that is yours, that is making you money, and that doesn't cost you money anymore. And so you don't have any ongoing costs with this. And you make use of attraction marketing, which I'm going to explain to you just now how that happens. So it's not you going out cold calling friends, calling like the traditional way of marketing. You use attraction marketing for your digital products. So the comparison between the physical and on-site and digital is last year alone, there was an increase of about 31.4% of job losses just in last year. That's significant. The youth unemployment rate at the moment, kids that are leaving school don't get jobs. 74% of children that leave school can't get employment. And that's scary. I've got 2 little ones. I want to start equipping them to do digital business, because chances are, I don't think that number is going to improve. So high inflation rates, as you know, and your salary it doesn't really increases with that same inflation rates. And it's high risk. These days, I think being in employment is high risk. It is traditionally, we've been conditioned to believe that you're safe in a job. But I have never heard of anyone that became super wealthy of being employed, ever. Ever. If you know of anyone, please do share. But I don't know, maybe living okay and getting by, but still having to really and it's very far in between. And it's risk because, we also have AI entering into the market now. And in the corporate environment, AI is a threat. AI is a threat to your job. Today I was having another discussion again in the wellness space of how they were talking about how with AI and robotics, they are doing things like colonoscopies and certain surgeries that are not happening without people because it's much more precise, it's much more accurate. You don't have human error. And that's just in the wellness space. I mean, already there's companies that have more AI agents employed or instilled than what they actually have employees. So chances are, and I have to say, I'm an entrepreneur, and if I look at it with my boss hat on, I know that if I have to choose between an employee, and I'm not talking now emotionally, if I have to choose between an employee that only work a certain amount of hours, most probably can't focus the whole 8 hours that they are at the job. And if they're unsatisfied, I'm going to have an HR, discussion and an issue here. Let alone their salaries are quite expensive. It's actually quite an expensive thing in comparison to having an AI agent that costs me maybe a tenth of the price of that employee that works 24/7, a lot faster. And when I say a lot faster, I want to share this with you. I once had a lady that helped me with some AI work, and I looked at what needed to get done. And if I had to do the work, she was coming in and she was going to come and help me. And I actually felt bad offering her 5,000 Rand because that's all I had that I could pay. And I thought to myself, if I had to do this, I would most probably spend 3 to 4 months having to do this work. But she was on maternity leave. She did it as a favor. And when I said, look, I can only pay you 5 grand, she's like, absolutely no problem. And it was a lot of administration work. I gave her the work in the morning. In the afternoon, she phoned me and said, it's done. And when I went to go look, she did a fantastic job. And then I realized, wow, I just paid her 5,000 Rand for a day's job. That's incredible. But she used AI. And so this is the speed at what AI is working. So from a business perspective, I get why people are using AI. Now let's look at digital. The digital transformation, they call it digital transformation, that is happening in South Africa has increased by 31.8%, which is very good for our country. We have our GDP, there was a 91.4 billion Rand contribution to the GDP through the digital businesses. We have in our country 74.7% of people that are using the internet. That's 45 million people. Now, remember, I told you that 8,000 already bought a course, but that's like a drop in the bucket just for South Africa. And remember, your market is open to anywhere. And then of that 74, 90% of people are using mobile phones, which I can promise you they are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and on all these different platforms. Okay, it's low risk because once you have bought your product or developed it, it's yours. There's no more expenses. And once you've actually sold it, once you've made back your capital, and now it's just pure profit. And in this case, AI is working for you. It's not working against you. It's actually making your life easier. Let's quickly look at physical online. This is your Takealots, Checkers versus digital online. As mentioned, you still have to look at stock. You still have to have stock management process in place. Contractors, you have to find the right contractors. This is everything from your suppliers, your marketers, your warehouses, all of that. And, if you get them wrong, it's costly. You have to understand your demand and supply in whichever industry you are in. And sometimes the market is up and sometimes it's down. Then you have strong competitors because if you need to understand that the consumers are being so spoiled by getting things delivered within 60 seconds, you are competing with that. And if you a little person that's got I say little person, but if you're a business that now needs to compete with the Teamers, the Sheins, the Checker 6060s, the Takealot.coms, you have some heavy competition. What is going to differentiate between you, a person buying from you, and from them? And now they can discount it because they can buy in such bulk quantities. The local logistics around it, again, like the delivery services to make sure packages get there on time and in one piece. That's a big thing. And then if you are working with anything international, you have to understand that if you export, you need licenses for it that are costly. And the same with coming in. And as we all know now, with a war raging, some ships are just not getting here. So there you have a delay in that logistics now as well. And then you get partial profit. And this becomes tricky because you have to add a profit to make something, but you are in competition with suppliers that can buy bulk more than what you can and then discount their products even more. So it becomes really tricky in that case. Now, on the digital front again, you have no physical inventory, nothing. You don't have anything that needs to get stored in a warehouse. So you don't have that additional expense. But you do have bottomless product supply. And you can add to it, whether you have one product or whether you have 10 products, you can add to that. Plus, you can supply it to 1 million people. It's not like once you sold it to one person, you have to go buy it again. You have it because you have the actual software with you. You've got the PDF. I've created a couple of ebooks already. When I put it out there, people buy it, I literally just send them the PDFs. Okay. And then we are making use of attraction marketing. Again, as mentioned, I'm going to explain this to you a little later. This is where you attract people coming to you. So it's not that you're going out to shop for them or to go hunt them. You actually attract them into your business. Okay, you've got instant delivery because as soon as a purchase happens, that person has their product immediately. So they don't have to wait for their product to be delivered. And you can spot your ideal audience and market. Just give me 2 seconds. Apologies, pizzas have arrived. And now you have an automated system because of the use of AI and because of the smart ways and how we can automate some of the administration. You don't have to worry about some of the things. So you have your system working for you 24/7, and you can carry on with other things while the system works for you. You have no restrictions to sell globally. So there's no restrictions. If you find a person that wants to sell or buy from you from Ireland or Australia or Poland, wherever you can sell it immediately. Absolutely no restrictions. And great benefit is you get to keep 100% of the profit. Okay, so this means if you are currently employed, if you look at this situation, you won't have no boss to answer to and you have no office to report to. You will absolutely report to yourself. And then if you are a employer, you have no suppliers that you have to worry about. You've got no contractors that you have to be worried about or responsible for. And I think for me, if I look at it as well, from an employer's point of view, a lot of people, and I'm not one of those people that gets very excited of having a company that has hundreds and thousands of employees working for them. It stresses me out. If I'm responsible, imagine again, there's some financial crash. I'm going to be responsible for 1,000 people and 1,000 households. That freaks me out. So in this case, I don't have to be responsible for any other person at all. Obviously, as people are buying programs from me, I'm their mentor and I help them, but it's not my action I think you hear what I'm saying. I can just be responsible for my own business. And you have to be responsible for your own business, of course. So let's look at the Legacy Builder. Legacy Builder, you build an online business for yourself, okay? You are positioned to earn daily. and a few times, even daily, sometimes that happens. You earn 100% profit in dollars. Quickly, I want to pause there. We are earning in dollars, but what happens is you will get paid in rands. So let's say you sell a $900 program. Currently, I think the dollar is on 17 rand something. So for today, you'll earn the equivalent of that $900 in rands in your account. If it drops to 15 rand, even though you sell a 900, it will be the equivalent to that in your account. So just to explain that quickly, you get to empower others to step into their own freedom as well, because here I am and I'm talking to you guys, and I'm hopefully going to inspire you to start your own online business. And you help other people to step into their freedom, whatever that looks like. And you get to earn while you learn. So you don't have to know everything before you start earning. I jumped into the business on the 23rd of November, and I made my first sale 3 days later. And that was while I was learning. And that's the beauty about this, is like, as you are learning and as you are implementing and taking the steps, you can start earning immediately. And you have people, you have the support of people that will take you through the steps if you don't know. I mean, I remember calling Renee going, okay, this has just happened. What must I do now? And she's like, okay, just do this. You're going to get there in your course, but this is what you do. And so we take each other by the hand, which is just great. Benefits is, as I mentioned, you purchase your product once and you have unlimited sales from here. When I created this presentation, the rand dollar was at 16 rand 73. Obviously, this fluctuates depending on what's happening in the world, but you get to earn 100% profit in dollars. I started off with a $900 package. I eventually upgraded to the 1,400. But when I started, I remember I think it took me less than 2 weeks. I had already made that 900 back. And then from there, it's been pure profit coming in. It wasn't anything else that I didn't have to pay a rent or anything else with that money. It was pure profit. And the benefit is that you can speak to people globally about this. Spend once with endless earning, just absolutely phenomenal. So let's quickly look at the packages that we have available. And I want to explain it to you in this way. I call it the Rolls Royce, but it's really like the complete package from A to Z of what you need to know about digital business is in the full $1,400 package that we have available. In there, you learn everything from how to build your own website, how to set up your own website, how to register your website, how to connect it with an email marketing campaign, how to set up your email marketing campaign, how to automate that, how to set up your social media, what social media to use, how to create your post, how to automate that, how to attract your ideal client, even up to the point of how to use AI in your business. Every single thing. There's over 330 modules that you go through in this big, like the big full Monty, should I say. Now, understandably, not everyone can afford 1,400 Rand up front. So what they've done is they've segmented this program into smaller bite sizes for you. So, but I want to explain before we go to the other ones, I just want to show you. You pay $1,400. This is now, at the time I was making the presentation, was around 24,000 Rand. I don't know of another business that you can buy where it's going to cost you only once 24,000 Rand and that's it. And you're only making profit from there. If you look into a franchise, you're in for at least hundreds of thousands of rands, and there's monthly expenses. So this is a program that you buy, and you're buying a program, but you are starting your own digital business with this. It's going to train you in how you can create your own products. It's going to train you on how you can even make money off social media platforms like Facebook. It's going to train you on all of these things. And if you sell 4 of these, you are making $5,600, and that's again equivalent to what the exchange rate was, about 94,000 Rand if you just sell 4 of those. Okay, so I just want you to keep that in mind. Now the next segment is the $900 package. That is around, again, when I was setting this up, it was around 15,000 Rand. If you sell 4 of those, that's $3,600. That's around 60,000 Rand that you would make from just selling 4 of those packages, one a week. Okay. Then you get the 600 one. You can, if you buy that, that's around 10,000 Rand. If you sell 4 of those, that's $2,400. And that gives you roughly around 40,000 Rand. Okay, so if you're looking for additional 30,000 Rand, I want to say 30, 40,000 Rand, then start with this package if you want to. I want to just stop here for a second. I started with a 900. And my thought process about this is I am a big thinker. And for me, I didn't want to be restricted. Okay. Now I know not everyone is in that position to do it. And honestly, I wasn't really in a position to do it. I knew that the money that I was using was the food that I had to put on the table. And that's why I just jumped in and started working, because I needed to make that money back because I needed to feed my kids. So I started with a 900 because I didn't want to be restricted. I wanted to be able to offer people all the different packages available. I also know that I personally needed skin in the game. Now, it's a saying that means that if you have invested and you feel it, okay, you can feel like that money has gone. It's not like just, loose change. And I mean this like, and I hope you hear my heart. I needed to feel it in order to know that I would commit to making this work. And that's what I did. And then the last thing is people are going to do what you do. And this is something I've learned in business overall, even in the network marketing businesses that I've been in. People are going to do what you do. So if you tell them, I've been so successful and I've done this, and they go, oh, with what have you started? I want to be able to say with a 900, they go, okay, well, I want to do what you do because you've had these results, and they're going to also do the same. But obviously, I understand that everyone obviously has capacity for a certain amount, but if you can, go for as big as possible so that you can be committed and get started with your businesses. Then we have the $300 package. This is our passive daily income, daily blueprint. And this is around 5,000 Rand that you will spend on this program. If you sell 4 of these, you'll make $1,200, and that's around 20,000 Rand. And then we've got the $100 one, that if you cannot afford anything else, but you can afford the 100, get in, okay, get involved. That's really what I want to also just invite you to do. Start somewhere, but get started. Don't wait. If you think maybe I must save up, rather get started, because you actually through starting will make the money a lot quicker than waiting to save up for it. And the chances that the tire's going to burst or the dog's going to choke on something and you have other expenses, those things happen. So rather just get started. Now with the 100, obviously if you sell 4 of those are $400. That's around 7,000 Rand that you can get going with. So you see what you can start with, and then speak to the person who's invited you, and they can coach you on. What I would do recommend is do have a one-on-one call with the person that's invited you, because they can strategically help you plan your path. If you can start with 100, great. They can show you how to get started and build yourself up. Eventually, you can maybe upscale to the 300, so you just pay the difference between, and there you go. Now you can sell. I also just need to mention, whatever program you are on, you can only sell that program and below. So if you're on the 1,400, you'll have the 5 different income stream options, the top 5 different programs that you can sell. Where if you buy the 100, you can only sell the 100. So it's just important that I also mention that. You don't need any previous tech skills. You're going to learn everything. Like I mentioned, my mom's doing this. I promise you, like guys, when I say to her, press the play button, she goes, where, what, how? If I say Google, like she has no tech skills, but this woman she's doing this. She's getting to do this. So you choose your program of choice. Okay. From here, what else you're getting is a website. They're going to coach you on how you can set your website up. You're going to make use of a platform called GoDaddy. You can set up your own domain. Personally, I want to also encourage you, start thinking, what do you want to be called? Okay, a lot of people are going legacy with whatever your name is. That's the stock standard. I went with digital asset mom because I felt like that's who I am. I'm not, going digital. I'm a mom, and I understand that these are assets that people are building, and I'm helping them build it. You decide on a name and keep it consistent through whatever platform you're using, your website, your social media. So you're going to get your website and your landing page where people are going to go to. You get your automated email funnel, which is basically your customers save system. This works for you, and there are people that uses the emails for sales. In South Africa, we found, however, that WhatsApp works brilliantly. So in our Afrikaans A team and in our in our A team and our span, we coach our people on actually how to utilize WhatsApp a lot better. People just feel a lot more comfortable. They feel it's more personal. The Americans like their email funnels. It doesn't work as well in South Africa. It works. I can't say it doesn't work, but WhatsApp for us have always been very successful. So we're going to coach you on that as well. But whatever you do is you're going to link your bank account to it, to these payment systems. International payments happen through PayPal. Otherwise, we also uses EFT payments, and you get to sell your programs that way. And you do get lifelong support through the Legacy Builder program from Michelle O'Neill. She has what we call the digital growth community. So you'll have access to her. You'll have access to the A team, to the R-Spun if you're in Afrikaans, and we support you along the way. And I must say, I really appreciate it. There is more, and it's a holistic support, because sometimes you just need someone to tell you, you know what, you've got this. Yes, the program works, we can see it works, but we're with you and we pray with you and we stand with you. And that for me is almost like it's so special. And weekly, we have training and development on these digital products. So you have your program. Let me just explain it this way. So you have your Legacy Builder training program. So once you've purchased whatever program you can afford, you will start going through your classes and you're going to learn everything that you can. But then you also have the support structure. And this is what the A team and the R-Spun is doing. You have the support there. We have things like 90-day challenges where you come in, you watch your 10-minute video that we have for the day. We give you some advice on like what kind of posts can you make. So do that in your own turn, in your own way. But these are some ideas that you can follow. And we help each other along the way on following the journey. So it's almost like you have your course. Here's your Wits University course, but then you also have your exercise program that daily gives you what you need to exercise, how you need to eat, and keeping you going. So that's, I just want to visualize it. You can work from anywhere, as mentioned. This lady is lekker on the beach. Love to get there. There's no cold calling or approaching strangers. You learn how to attract your ideal client for yourself. And what we do by this is there's a step-by-step plan. And this is the 2 hours. When you've heard about the 2-hour work plan, this is what the 2-hour work plan basically entails, is these 5 steps. Now, the first step is that you watch the daily training video in your community. Every day there's a video that you go and watch it, you get inspiration. It also helps you to set your mindset for the day. So if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but you go and you watch your video, and Renette is so good. Like she shares, sometimes she comes and she shares scripture with you, and it just sometimes sets you up right. And then you have your training video and you know what you need to do for the day. Then the second thing is you're going to go and create captivating content. Now, every single one of us are different. We are selling, obviously all of us are selling the Legacy Builder program. That's the lower hanging fruit. That's where you're going to make money very quickly by selling the Legacy Builder program. And then as you grow, you develop your own programs, but you're going to have your own story. So even though we're all selling the Legacy Builder program, my story sounds different to my mom's story, and we related. My story is I'm a single mom of 2. I'm an entrepreneur. I needed some extra money, and this is where I'm at. My mom's story is, and my dad passed away last year, left her with only debt. She needed to create a new retirement plan for herself, and this is now what she's doing. And so every one of us have our own stories. So we tell our stories very authentically, and you're going to attract the client that's going to relate to that. And that's why you related to something, whatever post it was that you saw, and you thought, you know what, this relates to me and I want to find out more. And so this is how we do captivating content. And we do create content throughout the day. So we try and post at least 3 times a day, but you'll learn on how to make this content very quickly. And I know some people are afraid of the camera. I love the camera. I don't know why. I was born that way. I love the camera and a microphone. I can keep you busy for hours, but some people don't like it. So there you have two choices. You can either challenge yourself to step out of that comfort zone and go and attempt it. You'll actually be very surprised at how quickly, naturally you become. Or you can do faceless marketing. So there is also other ways. There's even with the AI that we have now, you can create an AI twin and create content with your AI twin doing the work for you. But that's all in the course. Okay. Then what you do is you engage online. So this is very important. And this is just simply, you need to, it's like before you're going to sow your seed onto land, you need to prepare the soil. And for that, you need to, in the social media, world, you want to show all the social media platforms that you are engaging with other people's posts. You are interacting with those that are interacting with you. You creating really good soil for when you post, that social media platforms go, okay, well, this lady or this gentleman is very involved on our platform. Let's boost her post naturally. Now, what happens is all of them, every single one of them, stock standard, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them works on the same way, where they want people to stay on their platform for as long as possible. So if you are one of those people that at 11 o'clock at night are scrolling through Instagram, laughing at every single joke that comes up for 2-3 hours, they love you. Okay. So what happens is they're going to send you more and more of those, the algorithms kick in, and all of a sudden just more and more funnies come up, and it keeps you on Instagram or wherever you are watching these funnies. That it happens a lot to me. I love it. But it's before I know it, like 3 hours have passed, and it's time wasted, I suppose. But it's so entertaining. But the algorithms know it. So as soon as the algorithms understand your patterns, they want to keep you engaged. So if you are creating content that keep people, and I'm talking about attention spans of like more than 3 seconds. If people stay on your post for 5 to 10 seconds, you are being viewed as, okay, you keep people on their platform. So then what they do is they send your content out to more people, because it means chances are that more people are going to stay on their platform by your content. And that's why we are engaging, and how we learn on how to create really engaging and entertaining content. All right. Then what we do is, when we have people that are inquiring, like you did inquire about, this opportunity, people then follow up. So it's either a call, or it's a WhatsApp, or it's a message to interact with that person. And most probably you were added to a WhatsApp group. And this is the process. So we want to engage with people that are interested in the program, not sell off the bat. We want to engage with them, see where they're at, what is their needs, see if we can then get them to either a live, like tonight, a webinar invitation, you doing a live on your social media platforms, one-on-one call, whatever one of these or all 3 of them, we get them to. And this is the 5 steps that we follow. So if you can do this, this is your 2 hours that you work. Now, what happens is people go, is it only 2 hours? And the honest answer is, in the beginning, you might even, for this part of your workday, it sometimes might be shorter, because you are posting, you might not have that initial take. The fish are not biting straight away. But then you have a post that goes viral, and you have 1,000, 2,000 people responding to you. It's going to take you more than 2 hours to get back to them. Okay, it might take you 2 days. And that's a great problem to have. But that's pretty much where people, like, what you can just book for. Okay. So that's the honest answer. South African marketers are real people with real testimonies. And I can tell you now, we are in a day and age where people are sick and tired of the fake, sick and tired of the polished post. So they don't want that. They want real people. They want real stories, real testimonials. They want to see. I mean, the people that I follow, it's not polished. It's quirky. It's, authentic to them. And because it's them, I like their posts because I can see their personalities come out, which is great. So I want to quickly just share with you now. When I made this presentation, we didn't have English testimonials just yet. So I used some Afrikaans testimonials just to show you what people have been able to achieve. But I'll explain to you. So Henriette Kunneke, she had online sales. She had a $400 sale in literally one day, where she first had 100 and then she had a 300 in that same day. Then we have Harna Rousseau. Now, Harna is such an inspiration. She has a hearing impairment, so she can't hear very well. And you can sometimes pick it up with the way that she speaks. But this woman is on fire. She hasn't allowed that to keep her back. In fact, it's just boosted her even more to be successful. In one of her posts, she's told us that she made $700 literally in 2 days. And now she's actually gone. So she had a plan to quit her job in April, but she did so phenomenally well that she quit her job in January. And she's now full-time mom at home, making 100,000 rands a month, which is just fantastic. Ramona Els, who within 24 hours made a $100 sale. And these things happen. Stephen van Heerden, also great inspiration. He's a dad that wants to be involved with his kids. Here he was talking about in one day he made $900, and he has a few days of those in the week, in the month. Ida van der Vat, who was talking about while she was cycling one Sunday, she made $1,400. And that's great. I mean, $1,400 is around 24,000 Rand. That's some people's salary, and that you can make within a day. And this is why I want to quickly just again highlight to you that the money that you're making is not linked to a title. Just because maybe you have never earned this amount of money and you can't imagine earning this amount of money because you only know what it's like to earn 7,000 Rand or 8,000 Rand a month or 12,000 Rand a month. I promise you, I want to break that stigma that your value is not in your title. Your personal value, first of all, is not linked to a bank account number or the number in your bank. It's not your net worth. Your personal value is linked to so much more than that. In fact, it's got nothing to do with money. But you can position yourself. There are people that didn't finish school that are making 100, 200,000 Rand a month. So part of this journey, there is a bit of, let's call it inner healing that will happen for you to believe that you are worth making 1,400 Rand a day. Isn't it powerful? And like this restriction were placed on us by an industry, by an industrial industry. It was never God's will for us to suffer and think that it's normal. Never, ever, ever. He really we are his beloved children. He wants to see us blessed. If you are a parent, you know that you want to give your children the best. You want to make them see flourish. I never want to see my kids suffer. In fact, I want to spoil them. I'm one of those parents that really want to spoil my kids because I'll most probably be the only one who wants to. And so, as a parent, now just imagine our Heavenly Father also wanting to bless you. Now, for those of you that are interested, but maybe you still need a little bit of insight of, Marilu, what is it that I'm actually selling? How does it actually work? I can't wrap my head around this digital, I'm thinking tangible. What is it actually that I'm selling? I get this a lot. We have the opportunity for you to come and experience what it is to be part of our community. We call it, we've got a short course in our community called the Cycle Breaker. In Afrikaans, it is called the Baanbreker. And it's a short course where we invite you to come and be a part of us. You can be invited, come see what happens. There's a couple of you learn how to create semi-passive income for yourself. And so you learn about passive income. For this opportunity, it's $10 a month. $10 currently will be around 170 Rand. Okay. You learn about digital products. You're going to learn about digital marketing. You're going to learn about reselling rights, what does actually mean. You're going to learn more about the Legacy Builder program itself. You're going to learn about 5 income streams. You're going to learn about the 2-hour work day and how does that practically work and how that can work for you. You're going to learn a lot about social media and how you can do it. It's going to give you tools and tips on how you can even start building your social media platforms. And you can learn about creating your own products. Now, how the cycle breaker work? Now, first of all, yes, it's $10. And the reason why it's $10 is we like to work with people that are at least a little committed. When people get things for free, I've seen it over and over, they're not committed. So, but $10 is not a lot of money if you just want to come and see behind the scenes. And the reason why we also made it $10 is when the group was free, we found that a lot of spammers and hackers will come in. And then you get these people that want to sell you Bitcoin options, and this one asks you for money, and this one has some sub story why you have to help them out. So in order to completely eradicate that, we put a monetary value to being involved, and that is the $10. However, we've created a system where being involved, and when you refer other people, now they don't have to have purchased a product, but if other people also want to just come and check out, maybe you invite them to come and sit here, and maybe they just also want to come and have a peek behind the scenes, you will earn $5 for every single person that you refer successfully. Okay. So what this means is if you have 20 people that you've referred, that's $100. So if you start off with your $10 and you refer 20 people to this, you've already purchased your first $100 product and you can purchase your first Legacy Builder program with that. If you have 50, and so by the way, this is now monthly. Okay, so this is what you'll earn monthly because it's reoccurring every single month. So the more people you invite, every single month, that payment's going to go off and you will then get paid that $100. Or for 50 people, $250, which is around $4,200, depending on the exchange rate. If you've got 100 people, that's around 8,000, 8,500 Rand. 200 people is around 16, 17,000 Rand. And $2,500 is around 42,000 Rand. Now, we have a lady in our span that's already built a passive income of just over 8,000 Rand a month just by doing this. This is phenomenal. This is really, really great. And this is an additional, this is almost like the 6th product, the 6th income stream that you can open up for yourself. Okay. So there are options for you. Sorry, let me just close that. So what I want to leave you with is that this plan works. There are people from all around South Africa, different ages, different backgrounds, different situations, and the plan works for them. It's a step-by-step plan. You simply have to show up daily, be consistent, and take the steps, and you will be successful. It's a proven plan. And so my question to you is, are you ready? If you are ready, and I hope that you're ready, I want you to book a call with a person who's invited you. I was just representing our entire team. I'm just the presenter here tonight. If there's anyone that I invited here, you can call me. But if someone else invited you, please call back your marketer, the person who's invited you. They are going to lead you strategically on what is going to be best for you, what you need to do in order to create the income that you want to create and become part of our wonderful, wonderful family. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I trust that God will bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and give you peace. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.